Hello everybody, this is Glenda and Buster with AKA GK Fralin of Friendly Community. And our friendly community welcomes you. Tonight, I'm going to show you that new necklace that I'm working on. And then we'll chat a little bit. Okay. I told you I was working on a new necklace, and that's how far I've got, and this is what's left. This one is kind of a hodgepodge of shapes of similar colors, but it's very tactily and visually, I think, interesting. To tell you the truth, this is something, you know how kids are always, when your mother's wearing a necklace, they're always wanting to reach up and play with it? And as long as they're not able to pull it apart and Mom keeps track of it, I think this would be a great training piece. I used to work, and I'm not comparing, but they were about mentally probably about toddler age, or some of them above. One of the things that we stressed was sensory stimulation. That involved visual, tactile, which is touching, and got out of kilter when I was trying to anyway. But you can see these have one texture. This is smooth. That's like a bead. And then, okay, here's another bead. It's flatter. And it's just kind of like that all the way through. So I'm thinking I've got that new granddaughter, and this might be something that could be a great teaching tool. I can't express enough how much tactile stimulation and stuff adds to their learning experience. With my grandkids, when I was babysitting them, my oldest ones, I would take them outside. My grandson just loved to play with sticks. And I was like, okay, it's fine as long as you don't put them in your mouth, which he often tried to do, and I would discourage it. But I would, when he was younger, I would take him around and I would have him feel the side of it. I'd say rough, because it was tree bark. And I'd have other things around, maybe not outside, but different things that, I'd say smooth, just different things. And even though they were very young, it was stuff that I was told, and I believe it, because I worked with developmentally challenged, and it was something that would stick with them later. The biggest problem with the developmentally challenged is once they get so far, or once they pass a certain program, then it just kind of falls away and they don't keep, training it. And even though they might not understand this is smooth, they can tell it is. They may not name it, but they can tell it is. And so then later on, if you get them into something like a work program where they're sorting, because sorting is one thing that is probably one of the first, maybe not the first, but one of the first things they do if they're higher functioning, is to sort. And a lot of times they might sort by feel as well as visual. So it's not wasted, never wasted. But I was glad when they decided we need to do functional training rather than trying to teach everybody their ABCs, when they're simply not at that level. So, if they were at that level, great, teach it. Teach them money skills, all that. But if they're not at that level, teach them something that they will be able to use and maybe grow into a higher level, which generally that doesn't happen, depending. But I've seen miracles, believe me. So anyway, that's just a little bit of interest that I thought would be fun with this particular necklace. And so, I don't know, I might just give it to my daughter-in-law for her to stimulate little baby Helen with. And I'm sure the toddlers, they're in school now. The school-age ones that are just starting school might be this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun for me. Okay. But that's what I'm going to be doing, and here's the rest of it. It gets, as usual, smaller. But what I'm doing is on the end, I'm going to use this piece as a finishing piece. I'm going to tie it good, and hopefully I can get that. I've got a little needle here somewhere that I used to punch that. Leave it to me to put it somewhere and not see it. Oh, here it is. Anyway, this. And so I hope that I can just kind of push that knot inside there. And so it'll give it a place to hide and stabilize a little maybe. But so far that's where I'm at. And you just don't forget what you've learned earlier in life. And I know you guys know that too. You don't forget it, and you want to use it. And anyway, let's see what Buster's doing. Let's just see what Buster's up to. Buster! Where are you? What do you want? I want you to come out and talk.
Let me get my greenie.
Okay, you can get your greenie. Here he comes. He's getting his greenie.
I was playing with my greenie. What you want?
Well, hey, don't be nasty. People want to see you.
Oh, hi out there. I didn't know she was filming. I was too busy playing. I heard her rumbling, but I didn't hear what she was saying.
Rumbling?
Well, you're kind of loud.
Well, yeah, but that's what volume control is for. That is what my volume control is for. I have been told that all my life. In fact, I did school plays in high school. These were open ones. I didn't actually take drama class. I almost wish I would have, just for the fun of it, because I enjoyed being in those plays. And the teacher or director or whatever said she was always talking to them about projecting their voice to the back of the theater so that people could hear them. That, you project toward the back. And so I was doing that, and she said, Glenda, everybody can hear you. You have no problem with projecting. So it's like, okay, I'll just be me then. Oh, but they wanted people in the rear seats to hear.
Well, I'm sure they heard you.
I know, I've heard it all my life. My daughter says she's learned to hold the phone away from her ear.
That's funny.
But you've got your ears are kind of shaded there. I don't know if shading is the word, but kind of covered, so you shouldn't be hearing it too loud.
Yeah, if you weren't muffled a little bit, I'd be in trouble. I'd be a deaf dog by now.
You would not be a deaf dog. Maybe your decibel level might be. Anyway, what you been playing with Greenie? What you been doing with Greenie?
Oh, we've been in there. I've been playing house with Greenie, and I talk to him. He don't talk much. Only if I do it for him.
Well, that's kind of how kids play too. Pretend.
I know what pretend is. You do it with me all the time.
Okay. So, so what were you playing with Greenie?
Oh, just pretend lunch. I was feeding him baby food, pretend. And he was feeding me nibbles. I was eating some nibbles anyway.
So what kind of nibbles were you eating today?
I kind of liked the salmon ones.
You know what? I have ordered more beads. I know I still got that bucket, but I've gone through a lot in that bucket, and I've dug and dug. A lot of what I've got are odds and ends, and I'm using up some of the odds and ends like with this, and a lot of the little things, which I might try using more of the little things with bracelets. But I ordered some wooden beads because I thought, well, you know, I'd really like to work with wooden beads for a change. And so I ordered a whole, bunch of wooden beads. So I'll be making some wooden bead necklaces and bracelets probably, and sets. We'll see how that goes. I hope you enjoyed our little banter and the work I'm doing on that necklace.
I didn't even get to see the necklace.
Well, I'll show you later.
Okay,
Say good night.
good night.
We love you. Be kind to one another, or, even someone you don't know, just smile. Anyway, and we'll see you tomorrow. We love you.
Love you. Night night.
Good night.